No.
But you're going to do gangster
I
signs. And I can't do gangster signs.
I'll be like, I feel like maybe I shouldn't be throwing around gang signs. Like, that's weird.
I mean, she's in a gang.
I'm from the West Coast, so I feel like West Side.
She's from Idaho. I'm from the West Coast.
People think that Idaho is the Midwest.
Listen.
What's it called?
When you say West Coast, I think of California.
I know, but like, I just feel like Idaho is like the West, where like North Dakota is the Mid.
Yeah.
And then, so.
She's not from the West Coast. I can't throw gang signs because my finger, I'm trying to graft my
She
skin.
tried to chop her finger off on a cam.
Okay, you guys, I've been going on about this finger for like a week now. Can you imagine if something really happened to me? Guys, I don't deal with pain
Lord help
well.
us all.
Muffins.
I'm gonna say though, in all defense, your finger is pretty bad. Like it's in a really, it's in a really bad spot.
It's 2 layers of the skin.
and
There's
it's right
3
on your
layers.
knuckle. Like you move that, and then it's like, oh, it's broken open again. You know, so I get it. Like this is kind of an
I'm out of
annoying
Band-Aids.
spot. Okay, so it's been a while since we've done this.
Yeah, has it hit you that it's 2018?
Happy New Year. I actually, like, 2018 has really, like, come quickly for me.
Yeah, okay, you ready for this? You've been out of high school for 15 years. We have been out of high school for 15 years. There's our age.
15 years?
This year, a 12-year-old will be in our life.
Oh, Lord, help us all.
And this is my favorite part. The year 2000 still seems new to me.
Me too, absolutely.
I'd be like, if someone was like, oh, I like my 2004 car, I'd be like, oh, you have a
That's
new car.
car.
It's 14
not.
years
Not
old.
new at all. Not new at all. Yeah, I seriously do. Like, they'll be like, oh, this song came out in 2006. And I'll be like, oh, it's like new.
But 1999,
That's old.
forever ago.
Straight up old. There's songs about 1999, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a
That's
new
cool.
year. It's 2018.
Maybe
Hopefully
that's
it's
why
gonna-
2018 like is hard for me. Like I think because I like now I'm like feel like we're old.
I don't feel like I'm old, but we're definitely not the young people anymore.
No, yeah, like having a 12-year-old that would be weird. But we're like young moms.
I'm not like a regular
You're, like,
mom.
regular.
I'm a cool mom. Name that movie.
Weird. Yeah, I think that it's like crazy how fast time goes.
Oh, it's flying by. But you know, it's like now that the holidays are over and everything,
Yeah.
we can really start like with our vlogs and everything. We want to start focusing on like how we got here.
Yes.
Because the holidays kind of came, and we really wanted to share with you guys how we do our holidays because we love our holidays together. I was super sad when Christmas Day was over because
Yeah, it was so
we had
fun.
such a good time together. But now we can like kind of like you guys know our story. You know how like we began, but we kind of want to take you guys through this series.
Yeah, I think that you
From
see
the
us,
beginning.
Yeah, you see us and it's like, oh wow, they're so happy and like life is so good.
It's so easy for us to tell you to get along because one, we get along great. But we also, it's so easy for us to tell people to get along with their co-parent because we didn't get along for a long time. And we had those typical co-parent, not liking each other very much.
struggles.
Yeah, that's a good word, struggles. And
Definitely the struggle.
we're ready to take you guys back to that.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because like we talked about social media, but like on Facebook, how they have like this on this day. Do you ever find yourself like deleting things? Like you're like, oh, that's a bad memory. Like,
Oh, I've never, can you delete the on this day?
yeah,
I'm
you
like,
can
oh,
totally delete
I
them.
didn't know that.
But I had an on this day memory come up today.
Oh, yeah? Uh-oh, should I be getting the nervous sweats right now?
No. It was just like a moment, like where I didn't realize like it'd been that long, and but it's like 5 years ago. It told me I moved out. Like I moved out on my own.
Oh, like you got your very own
I got my
place
very
as a single mom.
first apartment. My like first place on my own. I mean, I had the kids, but like
After everything
On-
kind of went down.
yeah, like I got an apartment without a spouse or a boyfriend or whatever, you know. It was kind of crazy, actually, though.
That is crazy.
But it was like, okay, it was good. I lived with, like, after we got divorced, I went and lived with my grandma for a while, which was so awesome. Like, she was so great, and she opened her home to me and the girls, but it was kind of hard. It was hard to live.
It's hard to, yeah. I've had family members live with me, and it's hard.
Yeah, it was
Like, you're
hard.
grateful for those people, and I've lived with family members, actually. And I love those family members, but it's hard. I lived with them for a month.
Yeah, I think when you like are going through a divorce for the first time and you're just like trying to figure out what you're gonna do. Like for me, I did not know what I was gonna do, where I was gonna go, so it was a good like transition for me to go like stay with my grandma, kind of figure out life, because I think that we all like need to have that moment where you kind of just like reevaluate what you're doing and with your life and who you are.
Because your world just got turned upside down, flat out.
Yeah. I just remember after being like, I was pissed off. Like I had that moment. It takes a lot for me. I'm very passive aggressive.
This is a true statement.
Yeah, I'm really like a people pleaser. I don't like confrontation. I shy away
You have
from
to
that.
really, really know Jessie to know her true emotions on what she feels about something. Like,
Yeah,
she's
because
not
I don't wear my emotions on my sleeve.
unlike me, you know.
No, it's a good, like, I feel like it's a good thing, though, that you do, because it's a weakness for me, because I do hide it and I bottle stuff up. So when everything happened, I was really angry, and I got to that point where I let it out, like where I said things that were very hurtful and just mean. I said really, really mean things to Lindsay, to Kelly. Like I said mean things to both of them, but I definitely directed a lot of that at Lindsay. And then after that like passed, that was like one really bad night. One really, really bad night of me saying really mean things. And then I got like terrified. Straight up scared. I had no idea what I was gonna do and where I was gonna go. I didn't have a job. I was a stay-at-home mom, and I was like, how am I going to provide? How am I, like, what am I gonna do?
Okay, so what Jessie doesn't realize, and this is obvious, this is like the very first time I've said this out loud actually, is, okay, you guys remember we were friends prior to everything going down. And obviously we were not friends at the moment. That friendship had been broken for obvious reasons. But even though Jessie had those moments towards me, she had those moments for her reasons, right reasons, you know? But what she didn't realize, like, I knew she was scared and terrified and going through this, but what she didn't know, that I was scared and terrified for her. Like, I wanted to go where she was and, like, help her find a place, help her get her on her feet, help her manage through life, because I didn't want her going through that on her own, because, guys, I was the other woman, you know? So that was really hard knowing she was going through that. But and I'm not saying, oh, woe is me, because I had to watch her from a distance struggle, and it was so hard on me. That's not what I'm saying. But I hated that I couldn't go help, because if I caused someone to hurt, I want to make it better. I want to make that better. And I couldn't make this better for her. It was such a struggle knowing that she was struggling because of something I was part of, and I could do absolutely nothing for it.
That's crazy, yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that.
So I mean, it's hard to watch from a distance until she would tell me how much she hated me, and then I'd be like, all right, I can watch you struggle
I feel
from
like
a distance.
hate is a strong word.
Hate is a strong word. Hate is a strong word.
I don't
She
really
disliked me in infamous
and maybe at
amounts.
that time, like maybe
Absolutely.
hate was like a word that I probably would have used at the time. Like
Yeah.
But looking back, I don't think that I hated you. I hated the situation I was in.
It's a very nice way to put it.
Yeah, I really was. But then, you know, like I think about moving out and like where it took me on the journey that it took.
Finding you.
Yeah, Kelly and I got married, I was 19 years old. Like, I had no idea who I was. And so for me to have the opportunity at 28 to be able to move out on my own, you know, obviously as a single mom, if you look at that as almost a positive, which I do now, that was probably that year on my own in my own apartment was one of the best years of my life.
Yeah.
As crazy as that sounds.
But when you're in the moment, it's hard to see that light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, speaking of being in my own place, do you remember when you came for Jordan's birthday?
Yes.
No. This is so funny because, like,
I was so scared. That was the first time we'd seen each other. in person. First time we had to literally interact as co-parents.
I was like, is she gonna come in my apartment? Because it was like at a pool that was like at my
It
apartment.
was so cute.
So no joke,
cute.
like you guys know that you try to show off for the other person. Like you do.
That is so funny.
And I totally like I cleaned and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have it so cute and
it
like
smells
everything.
so good.
Because I was like, what if she comes in? It wasn't even about Kelly. Like I
don't
was like,
even know
couldn't
why.
care less if he could have. If he
I don't
came
remember
in.
why I had to go inside.
I'm sure
I
just
helped
like
you get
getting
the cake.
stuff. Yeah, like getting stuff in and out of the like apartment because it was a pool party and so I
Yeah.
had to like kind of come in and out. But I seriously remember being like, is she gonna come in? Like and like being terrified for that moment. I don't know why. I don't know why we do that to ourselves. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
But I did have that like anxiety where I wanted it to impress.
And you wanted to show you were taking care of you.
Yes, exactly. Like
Yeah.
I needed that moment. It was weird.
I was impressed. I mean, telling her now, like it's such a cute place.
It was so cute because it was very girly. Like it was like I literally didn't have a guy to like
tell you how
tell
you
me
needed to
how
decorate.
I should decorate. I made it like super girly and like if I was 21 again, probably
That's awesome.
apartment.
Don't get us wrong. When I walked into that apartment and after I left, we weren't like this at that point.
No, I'm pretty sure we said maybe like 3 or 4 things to each
Maybe.
other. Like we
Maybe.
didn't. It was more of like just Lindsay, like that, like courtesies, like the
Yeah.
talking where you're like.
But all of her friends were at the party, so I'm sure as soon as I left.
Oh yeah, and I'm pretty sure it was like even stuff like, oh she came in your apartment, you know, and it was just like, but secretly I like wanted her to come in my apartment.
Like, how
But you
dare
don't
her come
say
in?
that out loud.
But exactly. Oh,
Yeah.
that is good. That is good because you wanted me to see. I got this.
Yeah, like I'm okay. Screw you, I'm fine. I wasn't fine, but yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
But you were like,
I'm fine.
could you imagine if I said that? Oh my gosh, I could not imagine if I said that to her, but that's what I was thinking.
I probably would have just cried because, like, there's certain points you realize you know what's coming at you and you really don't have a leg to stand on because,
Yeah.
I mean, what do you say? So,
Yeah, I feel like most of the stuff that we'll probably talk about is me directing things to Lindsay. This person. Because I was super angry and hurt and sad and all that emotion, and then she felt like she didn't have the right to like say anything back, but she did. Because people don't need to be treated that way. And I think that's something that we need to talk about a little bit too, is having like your perspective.
mm-hmm.
Because I think that we do have both of those viewers. I know
There's always
that-
different sides of the story.
Mhm.
And usually one side of the story gets heard more.
Yeah, of course.
And that's not, we're not here about being like, oh, here are our sides of the story. We just want you guys to realize that it was not easy.
No.
And everything is a choice. And I think when you guys hear the journey, even though you know our story and it blows your mind, like, wow, you guys are friends and you were married to each other's exes, but knowing how far we came, it will still be like, wow. You guys
it, like, to
can
me,
talk about it.
It's funny that we're sitting in your house, and like 5 years ago, I was terrified for you to come into mine.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, think about
The
that.
irony.
Yeah.
Oh
so
my
that
gosh.
just kind of goes
Alanis
to show.
Morissette probably has a really good song about that. Isn't it ironic?
Don't you think?
It's like rain.
Yes.
Okay, guys, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel,
Our Instagram,
Facebook,
Twitter,
Twitter.
like whatever else is out there, social media that
Yes.
we're on, we're there. Go check us out. Teammom.official.
Follow, like us, share us.
Definitely. I don't know what just happened.
Just point at the thing.